Alright, so hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today, we are going to be going over some tips and tricks to save you guys some money as tax season is approaching. A lot of you guys are going to have some extra cash in your pocket, or you might have been saving up for this entire winter to either upgrade your system or just to upgrade your general setup. So what we're going to be going over today is some of the best places to be shopping at, some of the best methods to use in terms of filtering for the kind of items that you're looking for your upgrades, or just to buy your new stuff that you're looking for. And again, just to kind of give you guys some information on how to go about purchasing these items so you guys don't end up spending more money than you need to. Now, this video is sponsored by Cooper, which is a browser extension you guys can download to save tons of money when shopping online. It's super simple to use, and one of its really cool features is that it has almost a bounty system that is in place. You can install Cooper just to claim 100 free gold, which can be pretty much just transacted into actual currency that you want to use. So as you see here, the conversion is 100 gold equals $1 USD. You also have a daily check-in system, which allows you just to earn, I guess, pretty much just free money just for using the browser extension. And across some of the sites we're going to be talking about today, Cooper is going to be very useful because it's going to show you guys some of the best coupon codes that you guys can use to apply onto your purchases. And we'll talk about them a little bit more as the video progresses on, because they are going to be a key feature into how we are going to be saving money. But yeah, if you guys are interested, make sure to go down in the link in the description. It should be the first line there, and you guys can go and install this browser extension. I really like it. It has a lot of cool features with it, and it has done a lot of stuff to help me save some money as I'm shopping online. Alright, so let's get into the first part here. So PCPartPicker is probably the main thing that people go to when they are trying to figure out new upgrades for their system and try to get the best pricing filters on them. And PCPartPicker actually does a pretty good job of this. They pretty much will take a part, add it to their inventory, and then they will cross-reference it against a bunch of different sites that you guys can go and visit. So as you guys can see here, they got Newegg, Amazon, B&H, Adorama, Best Buy, Walmart, and Memory C. And all these are retailers that you guys can buy from and get them shipped to your door. Now, I use PCPartPicker fairly often just to usually compare stuff from site to site. But again, it's not always the best go-to for a lot of people. One of the downfalls of PCPartPicker, especially if you're looking to buy some relatively new gear, or it might be a little bit more niche, it's most likely not going to be added to the site. PCPartPicker mostly revolves around hardware. If you're looking for peripherals, they have selections of like keyboards, mice, speakers, and webcams and stuff like that. But again, they don't have everything on there. So a lot of times I actually like to go to the sites directly and like to see who offers the products that I'm looking for. So when it comes to looking at the individual sites, Microcenter is probably the only site slash store that I consider, just because I have one in my local area. Now, I know that this is not something that everybody has, and I understand that. You can probably just skip to the next segment if you don't have one in your area and you know it. But if you do, I would really consider at least just taking a stop by. Even if you're an hour away, I think Microcenter is just one of my favorite places to go to. They have some of the best selection out there. They're pretty much the only place out there that still has some fairly good GPU stock and some fairly decent GPU pricing across the board. And one of the great things about Microcenter is that they really do try to give you the best prices on the market for a lot of the products out there. Like if we just take a look at CPUs and motherboards, a lot of them will have saved $20 when bundled with compatible eligible motherboards. Pretty much if you just buy a new CPU and a new motherboard, you'll get $20 just shaved off no matter what, and a lot of times they're already discounted by a good bit. Microcenter also has some pretty killer pre-built systems, their own in-house brand power spec. They are some of my favorite systems to recommend to people just because their customer service is absolutely insane. Some of the best customer service I've ever seen in the industry, and in terms of pricing, it beats out pretty much any other retailer out there. You can do as many price comparisons as you want against places like Best Buy and Newegg and Amazon, and you're probably not going to find a better pre-built system with better specs than what Microcenter offers. And even then, if it did, I still think I'd recommend Microcenter just because their customer service is absolutely insane. And guys, one of the great things about using Cooper, especially when you have a Microcenter in your area, is that this is actually one of the only browser extensions that does give you coupon codes. I've looked at a bunch of other ones, and you really can't find a whole lot of coupon codes, mostly just because Microcenter isn't that large of a chain across the United States, so there isn't as much of these browser extensions that are going to be able to scour the internet and be able to find these codes for you. But there are some really good ones like the HP Savings, where you can get $15 off site-wide, which is, I think, a really good discount considering that if you're buying whatever you want, $15 off no matter what is pretty great. And then you got things like Microcenter 34, get 20% off of discounted items. Again, guys, there are just a bunch of great coupon codes that you guys can enter, and Cooper's going to be the main way that you guys are going to be able to do that. Now, Best Buy is another website that I recommend to people, but it's pretty much in a very tight constraint of particular things that you're going to want there. These aren't going to be better than places like Newegg and Amazon when it comes to just raw parts and stuff like that. Best Buy usually does pretty good when you're talking about their laptops and their desktop PCs. They have some of the best selection when it comes to gaming desktops, and you can actually go in store and see them, and you can return them if you don't like it or if there's something broken, opposed to having to wait 2 to 3 weeks to either get the PC, and then if it's broken, you got to wait another 2 to 3 weeks to return it and then get another one back. And again, Best Buy just counteracts that just by being an actual brick and mortar store. But again, when it comes to like their actual hardware and stuff like that, it is very scarce. I usually wouldn't recommend buying like your processors, your RAM, your GPUs, and your motherboards and stuff like that from Best Buy. I also really wouldn't suggest you buy like peripherals and stuff like that. They might have like sales going on every now and then that you might want to grab your peripherals from. But again, I really wouldn't consider Best Buy to be one of the sites that I would go to buy those items. Now, one of the cool things with Best Buy, and especially when you have the Cooper extension installed, is that it is one of the very few sites that allows you to get cash back on your purchases, which is great because a lot of times these purchases are fairly big. So a 0.7 to a 1% cash back just on buying an item is pretty significant, because if you're buying something that's what, $1,000, which is pretty much the minimum that you're going to be buying a gaming PC for nowadays, you're getting an extra just $10 back in your pocket, which is pretty great just considering you're not really doing anything and you're just installing the Cooper browser extension. And again, just like most sites, you have a bunch of coupon codes that you can use just depending on what items you're buying, and you can probably save a lot of money off of Best Buy just because it is a pretty big retailer. So Newegg is actually a little weird when it comes to my recommendation for their website. I think Newegg does really good with most things. They do have pretty decent deals on laptops, they have pretty decent deals on desktops, and when it comes to most products like graphics cards and stuff like that, they aren't selling them for crazy amounts more. And something that you do have to understand, like places like Newegg, is that it's not necessarily Newegg who's directly selling a lot of their products. You can just be a distributor on Newegg and sell the products on there for as much as you want. So they don't necessarily get any control over that. But when it just comes to Newegg selling the products itself, they're actually pretty well priced. And most of the time, I would recommend them for your general hardware upgrades. If you're looking for RAM, if you're looking for a new CPU, if you're looking for a new motherboard and stuff like that, usually Newegg has pretty decent pricing. Though again, I would probably utilize PCPartPicker if you're looking to go the Newegg route, just because you can kind of compare things here and there. But if you guys are just looking at this list, most of the things are just dominated by Newegg because it has some of the best pricing when it comes to just general hardware. Now, one of the pitfalls of Newegg, and where people can end up losing a lot of money if they're planning on upgrading or just looking to get a new PC, is the fact that anybody can pretty much sell gaming PCs on their website. So that doesn't mean that every PC you're going to be looking at is going to be good or bad. It's going to take a lot of you pretty much looking into those computers to see if they're spec'd out right and if they're priced accordingly for their specs that they have in the system. And a lot of times, some of them are pretty good deals. One of the ones that I would honestly look out for all of you guys is ABS. So ABS is Newegg's in-house brand of gaming PCs. They pretty much just make these things themselves. All the people in my community who have one of these systems say they end up working fairly well. They cheap out on some of the parts, but overall they work fairly well, and they are usually pretty cheap compared to what else is out there. So I would pretty much end up just sticking to ABS if you're looking for a gaming desktop PC off of Newegg. I really wouldn't recommend a whole lot else. Companies like Cobra Type are, again, one of those just brands that I think overcharge a lot for PCs that are around the same quality as ABS. You're not really getting a different product just for spending more money. A lot of times ABS just has the superior product when it comes to most of the other things listed on the website. And the same thing applies on Newegg as every other store we've looked at. Cooper has a ton of deals that you guys can get. Again, you guys can still save a ton of money if you're just buying products off of here and you just happen to have a code on here that ends up working. It's going to save you a good amount of money for, again, pretty much just no cost. So Amazon is always kind of these weird ones that I can't necessarily say it's good or bad. Most of the time, it's not going to be the place for you guys to go. And the main reason for that is because everybody uses Amazon. So if there's really any good deals for a lot of products, most of the time they're going to be sold out, which really does suck. So I usually don't recommend people to go to their website when you're looking for computer hardware, since that's usually the most scarce stuff on their website, and it gets sold out super easily. I would honestly just recommend you guys go to Newegg, Best Buy, or Microcenter if you have one near you. Now, the one thing I do think Amazon is really good good at is giving you guys some really good selection when it comes to peripherals. So these are things that really don't have to do with the system itself. This pretty much just includes monitors, keyboards, mice, headsets, pretty much just the extras that you would use in your gaming setup. And they usually have the best pricing and best selection when it comes to these items, which I think is great. Like if you're looking to build your own keyboard, I know there are other websites to go to, but I'm sure you can build a pretty capable first kind of enthusiast keyboard from things that you can search up on Amazon. Those have some pretty decent mice, again, some pretty decent headsets. But again, when it comes to like monitors and stuff like that, this stuff is usually where Amazon thrives in, not with the gaming hardware itself. Now, B&H is gonna be the last one we're gonna be taking a look at. This is one I don't use a whole lot myself. The only times I've ever used B&H is mainly for photo gear, and that's kind of what they thrive in. They do have some professional stuff, so if you're like a big Mac person, they sell a lot of Macs, and I'm sure they have some good deals running here and there, but they do really good with like the other stuff. So if you're a professional looking for really good audio setups or just looking for a better camera setup and stuff like that, this is kind of the website that I would tell you guys to go to. Now again, you guys can probably see the notification here. Cooper actually has a really good deal running on B&H. So 1.3 to 1.4% cash back, which is a lot more than what the Best Buy one was offering. So again, if you do end up activating the cash back, it's going to give you a pretty decent amount of money back. Now that's about all I wanted to cover for this video. If you guys do want to install Cooper, again, it's going to be linked down in the description for you guys to go check out. Honestly, I would recommend anybody who's looking to buy stuff online using that extension. It just saves you money wherever you go. All you need is an email account to sign up for it. But yeah, if you guys found the video helpful or if you just enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Or if you guys just have some general tech questions, make sure to go down in the comment section below. I should be able to either answer those. If I can't, I would just encourage anybody to go to our channel Discord and just talk to some of the people there. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.